Hey guys, John from the Vanishing Nomad channel here. Just doing a cell phone update on today's hike. I'm out in a local forested area, and I've gotten progressively lower and lower and lower ground until I'm in this marsh. Here, I'll turn around and you can see it behind me. Now I'm at the edge of this marsh area here. I'm walking right along the edge, and then there's woods in here, but all that is kind of underwater. It might have been smarter if I'd have gone back the way I came, but I'm trying to navigate around this. But there's something that's interesting here. I mean, you look at how wet the ground is that I'm on. I'm in a marsh, but oddly, the driest tinder material is all these. I mean, this is some of the best tinder material you're ever going to find anywhere. Not the green thing, but the dried grasses. And I'm finding this all over the place here. You know, I could stuff my pockets and make a heck of a bird's nest for when I get out of it. And it just, one thing I've noticed over my years of, being outdoors and everything, is that it's almost like the wetter and swampier the area, the more dry fire starting material I find. I don't know if you can see, because this is just a cell phone update, but if you look out into the marsh, you see all that cattail fluff out there. That is acres and acres and acres of prime fire starting material. I'm trying to walk the edge of the woods and the marsh to stay on the driest part possible, and it's working, but my feet are still not they're definitely getting wet. I'm gonna have to do some shoe drying and stuff later. But one thing I wanted to show you though is that even in the wettest areas that I found, and for some reason it's almost a rule that the wetter, marshier the area is, the more dry fire starting tinder material is that I find. So right below my feet, you can see how wet it is. We go over 6 inches, and look at how dry this grass is. Listen to it. Look how crunchy it is. Look at that. That's half a bird's nest right there. Well, except for the few little green fragments that are in it. I would pick those out, obviously. But if you've got a fire steel, you could come out to the frickin' marsh. If you have a fire steel, you can come out to the marsh and get everything you need to burn the whole woods down if you wanted to. Alright, so I've been out here walking this ridge line, or not, I can't call it a ridge line, but I've been walking the line here between the two different environments, the tree line and the marsh on one side, and I'm finally, after coming through this whole area behind me, I'm finally up to a little bit higher ground. And here, I'll turn around so you can see. And I'm kind of getting towards the tree line, so I'm finally in a position where my feet are not even sloshing in water. So it's still a little damp, but at least I'm on some what feels like solid halfway dry ground. See, there's no water splash. I'm not sinking in, and my feet aren't getting covered with water. So I'm definitely up a little more. Not saying there aren't some damp spots, but it looks like I'm at least, I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but you can kind of see how the ground goes down like that. It gets damper that way, and then you could see how it kind of goes down a little bit like here and out that way. That's where all the water is. So I'm kind of like a little mound in the middle of it. My only concern is if we go, I'm at the tree line now, but my only concern is that if I continue this way, which is my way out, the ground looks like it's going down that way there too. So I'm hoping that I don't get into the trees here and it turns out that it's all swamp, because then I'm going to have to go all the way this way, which also looks like it goes down quite a bit. Yeah, I might be on an island here, and I could do this. if I have to, which is, see, it's a little bit after noon, so the sun is here. That's probably directly south of me. And I think there's enough, debris out there to where I can at least step on that and get back to the path. All right, I'm finally out of the marsh. It's behind me probably 150 yards, and I'm on solid ground. But something I wanted to show you guys so far as finding materials in the woods. I found a fallen over cottonwood tree, and those of you that are into native survival and primitive skills and everything, I would probably recognize the significance of this next shot. There it is. Does everyone know what to do with that? I would call this a firecrafter's gold mine. Look at that. There's more bird's nest material here than you could shake a stick at. It's all just flaking off from underneath the bark. Rub that between your hands and you're good to go. There's even some good samples on the ground here that look like they might be dry enough to work. Big sheets of it. Of course, I'm going to leave this here. But you know, I'm exploring a new section of woods. So now that I know that this guy is here, if I ever need to get a bow drill, I know where to come. Ah, look at that. I don't know if you could see up on the top. The inner bark is just flaking off up there. See it? And right here too, look at that. Oh, look how dry this is. Oh my God, looks like it'll catch on fire just looking at it. You know, these are the kind of materials you're looking for when you're out in the woods. So even though I just went through this big, huge, marshy area here, I'm still right there. All the material I need to start a zillion bow drill fires is just right here, landed in my lap.